Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for a little bit of ink swatching. I'm loving this new ink swatching stamp set by Picket Fence Studios. I work best when my things are organized and I have all the information I need at my fingertips, and that's exactly what this set does. I was super excited to see this set because I have purchased the new Simon Says Stamps Positively Saturated inks. All stamp sets include the color on their labels, but the ink really does have to be stamped in order to get an accurate reference of that color. I use my ink swatches in a couple of ways. I want to know precisely what color I'm getting when I stamp that ink, and I love to use them to look at new color combinations that maybe I haven't thought of before. And this will give me a pretty good idea of how they're going to look together without committing it to a card and maybe having to start again. I stamped the image 20 times using Picket Fence Studio's Intense Black ink. I chose a heavier cardstock, Neenah Classic Crest 110 pound. I know I'm going to be referring to these swatches a lot, and I want something sturdy that's going to stand the test of time. This set also comes with a little circle that you can use to position where the hole is going to go on the swatches. I have a Crocodile 1/4 inch hole punch, and this goes through multiple layers of cardstock, so I didn't bother with that. This heavy duty punch has alignment guides, so I set that up first to get the correct depth for the hole. The first heading on the stamp is color name, and I'm going to use that as a reference to center my punch. I'm able to punch about 8 swatches at a time. So like under a minute, I'm done. This set comes with a stamp that has 4 hearts, so who doesn't want to see hearts on their ink swatching? I know I do. Simon Says Stamps inks are organized in color families of 3 with a light, medium, and dark tone. So this stamp works perfectly for what I want to do to swatch these inks. I didn't want to have 60 separate ink swatches for every single ink, so this is working perfectly for what I want. The hearts are being stamped on the back of the swatches. For each color family, I start by stamping the lightest tone and then work my way down to the darkest one. I'm cycling through about 6 pieces of scrap cardstock to use for some simple masking. By the time I cycle through all of these makeshift masks, the ink on the first couple are dry and I'm ready to go again. I found for some of the colors I did have to stamp them twice to get a nice solid image. And I have to say, about halfway through the swatching, I was liking what I was seeing on my masks and wondering what I might do with them. And at that point, I should have stopped and switched out for other scrap pieces of cardstock, but I didn't, and it got to be a bit much and they ended up in the bin. These hearts are easily masked, and it worked well for this set of inks that I was swatching. Stamping the 3 inks on one swatch card is a good reference to see the tonal range for each family. When I start swatching my other inks, I am going to be doing 1 swatch tag per ink pad. There's enough spacing between the hearts that they can be easily separated. So when I begin my next swatching project, I'm going to cut one of them off. This stamp is set up so well to record all of the important information that you would need to know about your inks. This project, of course, I have to write down 3 names. I'm making sure that they are in the same order to correspond with the stamping at the back. For the next section, I'm prompted to indicate the ink brand, and the last 2 pieces of information to record are in a simple checkoff format. Under ink type, you have a choice of dye, pigment, hybrid, oxide, or other. So I thought about what the other could be used for, and you could swatch things like India inks, distress stains, and I'm sure you can think of others. Under the heading size, you can check off whether your ink is available in a cube, pad, or both. This has been designed so that all that important information can be recorded concisely and efficiently. I like to use a ring clip to hold all of my swatches together. It makes it easy to flip through the swatches. It also makes it easy to remove one. Sometimes I like to use inks between different brands when I'm looking for particular color combos. I keep my swatches right next to my workstation so that they're handy, and of course I hang them up with a pretty crystal knob command hook. Ink swatching is fun, but more importantly, it provides useful information when you're creating your cards. Picket Fence Studio's ink swatching stamp set has been thoughtfully designed to provide all of the important information that you need in a concise manner. So, happy ink swatching, and as always, I appreciate your visit.